Imagine this. You walk through the front door after a long day. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're stressed, maybe you're just thinking about what to eat for dinner. But before any of that even matters, before you can drop your bag or even take off your shoes, you hear the quick tapping of paws on the floor, and then suddenly, your dog is there. Not calmly, not casually. They explode, like a tiny furry firework of joy, jumping, spinning, whining, tail going at a speed that should require a license. It's the same reaction every day, whether you've been gone for 10 hours or 10 minutes, and it never fails to melt you. But here's the wild part. This isn't just happy to see you. This is something deeper, more primal. Dogs greet their favorite humans this way, because in their instinctive wiring, a reunion means the pack is whole again. Wolves do this too. When a pack member returns, they celebrate because survival depends on staying together. Your dog might live in a house with Wi-Fi and treats shaped like tiny bones, but inside their brain those ancient instincts are still alive. When you come home, their body literally releases oxytocin, the same hormone that bonds mothers with babies. And you trigger that every single time you walk through the door. To them, you are not just the person who feeds them. You are the missing piece of their universe, the one thing that makes everything feel right again. Their joy is their way of saying, "You came back. My world is whole again." And it doesn't stop at the doorway. Later that night, when you're finally settling down, there's a good chance your dog won't retreat to their own bed, even if you bought them the softest, most luxurious dog bed on the planet. No, they'll climb right into yours, press themselves into the tiniest gap, or curl up against your leg like they're trying to fuse into your body. It seems silly, but this too is ancient instinct. In the wild, pack members sleep close for warmth, safety, and protection. Sleeping next to you is your dog's way of saying, "I trust you with my life," and the science backs this up. Studies show that when dogs sleep near their favorite humans, both bodies release oxytocin. You feel comforted. They feel comforted. It's a quiet, shared heartbeat moment of connection. And if you've ever noticed that your dog naturally positions themselves between you and the bedroom door, even while asleep, that isn't random either. That is protection. Their body is saying, if anything comes through that door, it has to go through me first. But one of the most powerful signs of love isn't loud or dramatic at all. It's quiet. It's when your dog looks straight into your eyes. Not a quick glance, not a nervous stare, a deep, steady, soft gaze. In the animal world, eye contact is usually a threat or a challenge, but with dogs, something different happens. When they trust you deeply, when they feel bonded to you, they use calm eye contact to sync their emotions with yours. It's like they're trying to read your soul, to check if you're happy, stressed, sad, or tired. And just like when they greet you at the door or sleep beside you, this eye contact also releases oxytocin. Scientists literally call it the love loop. You look at your dog, your oxytocin rises. They look back at you, theirs rises, and around it goes. It's the same biological bonding that happens between human parents and babies. It's the kind of trust they don't give to just anyone. You may also notice that your dog brings you their favorite toy, the chewed-up stuffed animal, the squeaky ball, the toy they guard from every other dog. But when it comes to you, they drop it right at your feet like a toddler offering you their only piece of candy. This isn't just a request to play. It's a sign of deep trust rooted in wolf behavior. In wolf packs, food and prized objects are shared only with the members you trust absolutely. By giving you their toy, they're saying, "You're my family, what's mine is yours." And sometimes, if they sense your stress, your breathing changes, your shoulders stiffen, your voice gets quieter, they may gently place the toy on your lap. It's their version of "Here, this always makes me feel better." Maybe it will help you too. But loyalty isn't always soft. Sometimes it's protective. Pay attention the next time you're walking your dog and you pass someone unfamiliar. A dog who sees you as their favorite person will subtly step ahead of you or position themselves between you and the stranger. They're not growling, they're not attacking, but their stance changes, shoulders firm, posture alert, eyes focused. This is centuries of instinct. In the wild, the pack leader, the one the others love and follow, is always protected. Dogs can sense tension through human scent, heartbeat, and even micro-expressions on your face. Even if the stranger is harmless, your dog's silent message is, "Just stay behind me, I'll handle anything." It's not that they think danger is everywhere. It's simply that keeping you safe is their default instinct. Some gestures are even more vulnerable. When your dog rolls over and exposes their belly, not in a frantic rolling around playful way, but in a calm, relaxed, soft way, that is the ultimate gesture of trust. It's the animal equivalent of handing someone your unlocked phone, your wallet, and your deepest secrets all at once. The belly covers all vital organs. No creature exposes it unless they feel completely safe. Scientists call this submission of peace. Your dog is telling you without words, "I know you won't hurt me. I surrender everything because I trust you fully." It's one of the most intimate bonds a dog can offer. And then there's the classic sign every dog owner knows. They follow you from room to room, including the bathroom. People laugh about it, joke about it, complain about it, but the truth behind it is beautiful. Dogs follow their favorite humans because distance feels unsafe to them. In pack life, wandering off alone is dangerous. Staying close means survival. When you move to a new room, they track your steps, your smell, your presence. It's not clinginess, it's devotion. Their silent message is, where you go, I go. You are my safe zone. And yes, the licking your hands, your face, your arms after you shower, your legs when you're sitting on the floor. This isn't just random affection. Licking is one of the deepest forms of communication in the canine world. Wolves lick elders to show respect. They lick younger members to soothe them. They lick pack leaders to connect. When your dog licks you, they're doing several things at once. Reading your mood, tasting your scent, calming themselves, and calming you. Licking reduces stress hormones in both the dog and the human. It's their way of saying, you are family. But one of the most emotional things a dog does, something many owners don't even realize, is how they behave when you're sick. Dogs can detect illness in ways that seem almost supernatural. Your body gives off tiny chemical signals through your breath, your sweat, even your skin, and dogs pick up on this instantly. They know when something is wrong before you do. And what do? They don't panic. They don't run around. They become calmer, gentler, quieter. They adjust their entire energy to support you. They sit close, lay their head on your lap, rest against your chest, or simply stay in the same room watching over you. This isn't coincidence. Dogs have evolved to comfort their pack members when they are weak or unwell. Their presence can literally help lower your blood pressure, regulate your heart rate, and reduce anxiety. They become a warm breathing blanket of comfort until you feel okay again. They won't leave your side until your scent, your expressions, and your movements tell them you're back to normal. And then there's something even more powerful, something that sets dogs apart from almost every other creature. Dogs forgive instantly. They don't hold grudges. They don't replay memories of mistakes. If you accidentally step on their paw, if you snap at them because you had a rough day, if you forget their walk or raise your voice, your dog might be startled, but within minutes they're back, tail wagging, eyes soft, nudging your hand ready to start fresh. Their brain simply isn't wired for long-term resentment. They live in the present, not the past. Their love isn't conditional on perfection. Instead, their message is, you're still my person. I still love you. I'm here. It's a level of loyalty and emotional purity that humans can rarely match. And when you add all these things together, every excited greeting, every protective step forward, every soft gaze, every toy offered, every sick day cuddle, you start to see the bigger picture. Dogs show love in ways that are silent but powerful. They communicate through body language, instinct and emotion, not words. And all of these gestures are reserved for the people they adore the most, their favorite human, their chosen family. But here's where things get even more interesting. All of these behaviors don't just happen automatically. Yes, dogs are naturally loving, but the depth of love they show, the kind that goes beyond basic affection, comes from the relationship you build with them. There are specific things you can do, simple things, everyday things, that make you that human for your dog. The person they trust above everyone else, the one they follow, the one they protect, the one they love with their whole heart. And the first step is surprisingly simple: consistency. Dogs don't need you to be perfect, they need you to be predictable. Their world is built on routine, on stability, on knowing what comes next. When you consistently show up, feeding them at the same times, walking them regularly, playing with them, speaking to them gently, they feel secure. Security is the foundation of trust. A dog whose world feels stable becomes a dog whose love runs deep. Another key is communication. Not speeches, not commands shouted from the other side of the room. Real communication. Dogs learn your tone before they understand your words. They feel your energy before they interpret your actions. When you talk to your dog in a calm, warm, gentle voice, they sense that. When you make eye contact without tension, they feel that too. To them, your facial expressions are like emotional subtitles. You become easier to understand, easier to trust, easier to love. And then there's touch. Dogs don't just tolerate physical contact, many thrive on it. Gentle petting on the chest, behind the ears, or along their back boosts oxytocin in both of you. Slow, intentional touch tells your dog you're safe. You belong with me. It creates emotional memory, moments that build up day by day until your dog sees you not just as their caretaker, but as the emotional center of their life. Play is another big one, especially the right kind of play. Fetch, tug-of-war, hide-and-seek, puzzle toys. These aren't just games, they are bonding rituals. When you play with your dog, you become their source of joy, excitement, and mental stimulation. You light up the reward centers in their brain. You become the person who makes their world fun, and fun is a form of love, but perhaps the deepest bonding tool is presence, not constant attention, not smothering, just presence. Sitting on the couch reading while your dog sleeps near you, drinking your coffee while they rest at your feet, working on your laptop while they curl up beside you. To your dog, these quiet moments are proof that you are there. that you're not going anywhere, that their world is stable and whole. Proximity builds trust, and trust builds love. Another powerful way to become your dog's favorite person is to understand and respect their signals. Dogs communicate in subtle ways. Ears shifting, tail angle changing, blinking, yawning, body weight shifting. When you respond appropriately, giving them space when they're overwhelmed, comfort when they're anxious, encouragement when they're excited, they learn that you speak their language. And a human who understands them becomes a human they cling to emotionally. Training also plays a surprisingly big role. Not strict training, not loud commands, but positive training, reward-based, praise-centered, patience-filled training. When you teach your dog something new and celebrate their success, you boost their confidence. A confident dog is a happy dog, and a happy dog bonds more deeply. Training isn't just discipline, it's teamwork. It tells your dog, we are in this together, and above all, trust is the heart of everything. Trust is built not through big gestures, but through tiny moments, showing up every day, speaking kindly, never forcing them into fear, giving them a safe home, being patient with their mistakes. When a dog trusts you with every part of themselves, their excitement, their fear, their joy, their vulnerability, that's when you become their favorite person. That's when those special behaviors begin to surface naturally. Dogs don't measure love in gifts or money or achievements, they measure it in presence, tone, touch, stability, and kindness. They don't remember what toy you bought last week or how many treats you gave them yesterday. They remember how you made them feel, safe, loved, understood. And when you become that person, when you become their emotional home, that's when your dog begins to greet you like you're the sun returning after the longest night. That's when they choose your side of the bed instead of their own. That's when they stare into your eyes like they're reading your heart. That's when they drop their favorite toy at your feet. That's when they guard you instinctively, follow you everywhere, lick your hands gently, and stick to you when you're sick. And that's when they forgive you instantly because their love for you is unconditional, pure, and complete. So now that we've explored how dogs show deep exclusive love and how you can become that person they adore, let's bring it all together because the truth is, every dog is constantly communicating. Every movement, every glance, every sigh, every little nudge carries a hidden meaning, and when you truly understand those signals, you start to see your dog in a whole new way. You start noticing how their tail wags differently depending on their feelings, how a slow sweeping tail means calm happiness, how a fast circular wag means pure explosion-level joy, how their ears perk up when they hear your voice from the other room, how their whole face softens when you sit beside them. You begin to see the language of love written in their body. Love they don't show to strangers, love they don't show to casual friends, love they reserve only for the person they trust most. One of the most powerful things you'll notice is how your dog mirrors your emotions. If you come home excited, they burst into energy. If you walk around sad or stressed, they become gentle and quiet. Dogs don't just read emotions, they absorb them. They synchronize with your heartbeat, your breathing, your energy. That's why becoming your dog's favorite human isn't about being perfect, it's about being emotionally available, being present and letting them feel like they matter to you. And dogs feel that. They feel everything. When you laugh, they notice. When you cry, they approach. When you're anxious, they sit closer. When you're celebrating, they bounce around. To them, your emotional world is the weather system they live in. And they try their hardest to match it, to keep you balanced, to bring you back to calm. That emotional sensitivity also explains why dogs act the way they do when you leave the house. Think about it. You're putting on your shoes, grabbing your keys. Before you even touch the door handle, your dog already knows what's happening. They can read routines like scripts. They see you prepare to leave, and their body starts to shift. Ears pull back slightly, tail becomes uncertain, eyes follow every movement. And when you actually walk out, your absence feels like a piece of their world has disappeared. But the moment you return, even if it's just been a short while, their joy resets the world. That greeting ritual, jumping, spinning, crying, wagging, isn't just happiness. It's relief. It's gratitude. It's proof that you didn't abandon the pack. It is instinct. Yes, but it's also personal. They don't greet everyone like that, only you. Another layer of love shows up in the little protective behaviors. Notice how your dog watches the door when someone knocks, or how they check the hallway before they lie down at night, or how they listen to sounds you don't even register. To them, their job is to make sure you're safe. You might not see yourself as a pack leader, but your dog sees you as the center of their world, someone worth guarding, someone worth standing in front of if danger appears. Even something as small as them stepping slightly in front of you on a walk is their heart speaking. If anything happens, I'll be the first to face it. And if you've ever had a bad dream and woken up suddenly, only to feel your dog climb closer, rest their head on you, or gently nudge your hand, that's not random. That is comfort, that's instinct, that's love. Dogs don't understand nightmares, but they understand fear. They sense your breathing change, they sense your heart rate spike, and in their mind, the best solution is simple. Get closer, be there, bring warmth, bring calm. Your dog also remembers the sound of your footsteps, the rhythm of your breathing, and even the pattern of your daily habits. They know when you usually wake up, when you usually eat, when you usually relax, and when you change that routine. If you sleep longer, if you sit in silence, if you walk slower, they notice, because your dog watches you more than you realize. They study you the way humans study people they love. And this is why forgiveness comes so easily to them. Dogs don't calculate relationships like humans do. They don't keep score. They don't remember what you said last week. They don't replay arguments in their head. They live right here, right now, and their love resets every single day. That immediate forgiveness isn't stupidity, it's emotional intelligence. Dogs have evolved to rely on connection, not resentment. If the pack breaks apart, they don't survive. So unity, loyalty, and forgiveness are hardwired into them. That's why a dog can go through hardship, be rescued, and still love again. It's why they can lose a toy, lose a home, lose a routine, but once they bond with someone, that love becomes unshakable. Dogs choose their person with their whole heart, and once they choose, they don't let go easily. And here's the beautiful part, becoming that chosen person doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require expensive toys or fancy training or huge amounts of time. It requires something simple, emotional presence. Dogs love people who show up, people who look at them when they talk, people who pet them gently, people who listen to their signals, people who speak kindly, people who don't force them to be something they're not. Dogs love humans who make them feel safe, and you can do that in small, everyday ways. Here are just a few. Sit on the floor with them sometimes. Talk to them like they understand. Laugh with them, reward them when they're good, guide them gently when they're unsure, give them structure so they feel secure, give them play so they feel joy, give them rest so they feel peace, give them affection so they feel loved. When you do these things consistently, you don't have to try to become your dog's favorite person, you already are. Because to a dog, love is simple. It's not complicated like human relationships, it's not confusing or conditional. Dogs give love freely, deeply, and loyally. They don't choose based on status or looks or success. They choose based on heart. They choose the person who makes them feel safe. They choose the person who makes them feel understood. They choose the person who gives them warmth. They choose the person who stays. And every special behavior, every joyful greeting, every night spent beside you, every soft gaze, every protective step, every belly shone, every lick, every moment they follow you, every time they comfort you, every instant forgiveness is their love letter to you. They don't write it in words. They write it in actions, in instincts, in loyalty, in little moments that speak volumes. Dogs remember us not with their minds but with their hearts. To them you are not just a human, you are their entire world, their family, their safe place, their favorite